Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. My name is TSABITA. Amid the hassle and the bustle of the celebration of Universal Children's Day on November 20th, Indonesia is once again confronted with a bitter reality. Bullying against children is increasingly rampant and often and tragically. Universal Children's Day, commemorated globally to emphasize children's fundamental rights, such as protection from violence, should be a moment of collective reflection. However, recent reports indicate that Indonesia remains far from achieving these ideas. Cases of bullying that result in death, particularly within educational setting, are not merely old statistics but silent cries from a neglected young generation. In my opinion, as a social issues observer, bullying is not simply juvenile delinquency, but a ticking time bomb born of systemic failures in education, families, and society. It robs children of their future, and if left unchecked, will leave permanent scars. Bullying in Indonesia is not a new phenomenon, but its recent escalation has become increasingly alarming. Data from the Indonesian Child Protection Commission (KPAI) recorded that from January to October 2025, 61 children became victims of bullying in school. This figure represents only the tip of the iceberg, as many cases go unreported due to stigma and fear among victims. Even more tragically, KPAI reported 25 cases of child suicide throughout 2025, most of which are linked to prolonged bullying pressure. The Ministry of Health Communicate recorded 2,621 bullying reports by mid-2020, showing a significant increase compared to the previous year. The surge is further exacerbated by a 34% rise in overall cases of violence against children, with 4,388 complaints submitted to the National Commission for Child Protection between January and February 2025 alone. Bullying is not limited to physical assault or verbal harassment. It is a toxin that seeps into the physique of adolescents, creating emotional isolation that leads to depression, anxiety, and declining academic performance. In Indonesia, where adolescents aged 10 into 19 constitute 25% of the population, this phenomenon is particularly concerning because it is often gender-based, such as ridicule related to appearance or orientation, which further reinforce social stigma. Studies show that bullying victims are two times more likely to experience depressive symptoms, directly affecting their sexual and reproductive health. In Indonesia, the lack of education on sexual or reproductive health and rights (SRHR) has become a trigger for gender-based bullying, where male adolescents tend to normalize permissive practices such as verbal harassment. As a result, victims experience emotional trauma that leads to social isolation and increases vulnerability to sexual violence, such as cases in Islamic boarding schools involving bullying and sexual abuse. Research by Reuters International emphasized that bullying undermines the national SRHR agenda, as adolescent victims are more likely to suffer from eating disorder, sleep disturbance, and reduced knowledge about preventing teenage pregnancy or sexual transmitted infection. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.